Good morning. My name is Sara Zarabian, and you have joined the Los Angeles County Economic Development's Growing Your Small Business with Workforce Assistance Programs. This is through our Together for LA program. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Sara Zarabian. I'm Regional Manager at Los Angeles County Economic Development Corporation. If you didn't know about LAEDC, we were founded in 1981 as a nonprofit public benefit organization. We are a 501c3. Our vision is through collaboration with community, government, business, and education partners to inform and advance our data-driven and evidence-based approach. We endeavor to achieve a reimagined regional economy, growing equitable, sustainable, and resilient that provides a healthy and high standard of living for all. Our mission here at LAEDC is our staff and our members to represent the diversity of Los Angeles County and act as trusted conveners through partners, valued service providers, regional stewards, and catalysts for transformational change. A part of what we do at LAEDC is we have our website, which is www.laedc.org/coronavirus. Here you're going to find business resources that are in arts and entertainment, nonprofit, small business. We have them categorized in different areas, such as Southern California Edison resources, Black Business Excellence Technical Assistance Initiatives, and also city by city small business recovery grant programs, different programs to be able to assist your business. What is Together for LA? Together for LA is a strategic partnership to strengthen and support women and diverse-owned small businesses in Los Angeles County as they strive to recover from the economic crisis wrought by COVID-19 pandemic. No-cost technical assistance and connections to small business resources are made available through a generous grant from Wells Fargo's Open for Business Fund. We are working together to advance a more equitable, sustainable, and resilient economic recovery for small businesses and micro enterprises. With expertise in business assistance, economic development, and resilience strategy. Here we have our partners, county, city, as well as sponsored by Wells Fargo. Thank you. What is technical assistance? Technical assistance offers complimentary and confidential consulting to small businesses across all industry sectors. A team of multilingual business assistance experts are available Los Angeles County-wide. We help businesses overcome challenges so they can grow and hire with resources, including procurement opportunities, utility programs to help you save when it comes to your utility costs, tax incentives, financing resources, workforce training and development, site selection, relocation, business and financial resource referrals, as well as small business resource webinars, just like we're here on today with some information on workforce. We also have our connection to resources. This is where we have permit assistance, financing, energy efficiencies, workforce, just like we're going to hear today, economic data, reduce risk, increase bottom line. And this is all done by helping you with city permits, county loans, Southern California Edison, economic forecasts and demographics, industry-specific data, and also real estate site searches, if that's what your business is currently in. And we also help with lean manufacturing. If you have a manufacturing business, that's where we come in to be able to assist by providing you our resources that we have. These are all resources that we've developed relationships with, and we are able to comfortably refer to our employers and businesses that are out there. Safer at Work. Safer at Work is an initiative, a campaign that we currently have for employers. This comprehensive website is an employer portal, and it's presented by the state of California to assist employers and workers regarding updated guidance on best practices for specific industries and locations relative to COVID-19. This portal, COVID-19 employer portal for industry guidance, is there to help answer any questions that you have as a customized roadmap with the latest guidance for the state, your area, and your industry when it comes to COVID-19. There are links to online trainings and other helpful resources for your employees. So we definitely want you to be aware of all the guidelines that are out there and policies that surround COVID-19. Next, I would like to go ahead and introduce our partners. We have Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas is Business Services Representative, Pomona Valley Americas Job Center. Michael Thomas is a business services representative for the Pomona Valley Job Center, a collaboration of local, state, private, and public entities that provide comprehensive, innovative employment services and resources to meet the needs of the California workforce. Along with Michael, we have Karla Aceves, who's also joining, County of Los Angeles Rapid Response Coordinator, Business Service Division. Karla Aceves is an LA County Rapid Response Coordinator for the Pomona Valley Americas Job Center. She assists laid off workers who lost their jobs through no fault, permanent business closures, or mass layoffs. Karla coordinates with employers and employees during layoffs by providing information about retraining, job opportunities, unemployment insurance benefits, health benefits, and local, state, and federal services. We also have joining us Brian Halili. Brian is County of Los Angeles' Senior Business Services Rapid Response Manager. Brian is manager with LA County AJCC and has 14 years experience with LA County WIOA programs, including veterans, youths, adults, and dislocated workers. I wanted to thank you all for joining. Really excited to hear the presentation. I'm sure our employers are going to benefit greatly from all the wonderful information you're going to be sharing today. I also wanted to let you know that this session will be recorded and it will be shared with you as well. It will be on the site on LAEDC/coronavirus, and we will be sharing that site with you in the chat. We will also be having a Q&A at the end of the presentation. Please go ahead and leave your messages in the chat or in the Q&A, and we will be able to address them at the end. And I do leave it up to the discretion of our partners, and they will be also reaching out to you as well for one-on-one information. So thank you so much, our partners. Welcome, and the floor is yours. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Sedef. Thank you for the introductions, and thank you, Erwin, as well. And thank everyone there at LAEDC. As she pointed out earlier, the collaboration between the different county agencies are prolific and very widespread. And a lot of the information that we share with you today will be in that area of what each one of our partners is able to provide, because no one can obviously provide every service. But because you're having a chance to get a look at some of these different partner organizations, we hope that you would recognize that when you come into any of our local America's Job Centers, that you recognize that there is a no wrong door policy, so to speak, meaning that if you come in for a particular service that we are not able to provide there because it may be outside of the scope of our service area, we shall be able to refer you to one of our partner agencies that handles that. But before we get started, I would just like to ask you to join me in a moment of silence for the parents, children, and families impacted by the shooting Tuesday morning at the elementary school in Uvalde, Texas. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, Seta, could you take us to the first slide, please? We have approximately 19 or so LA County job centers throughout, and we are broken up into various regions. We here at Pomona are in what we have designated as Region 3. So there are 2 other LA County job centers within Region 3. That would be one located on the campus of Rio Hondo, and Jennifer Cap, she would be that contact person. And there's one on the campus of the Hacienda La Puente adult school, and that contact person would be Derek Hazley. So again, any time that you recognize that you need to contact one of our job centers, just remember there are 19 of us throughout the county. Okay, next set. So just a little bit of background. I always like to give a little bit of a history because, you know, there's really nothing new under the sun. These particular job training programs have been around since the New Deal. And then they have different, transitioned throughout the years into different programs. The Manpower Development and Training Act in the early 60s. I'm sure that I'm sure we've got a pretty young audience here today, so you may not recognize the CETA program that was the early 70s that then transitioned into the JTPA program, early 80s, the WIA program, 1998, and we are currently now using the acronym WIOA, which is the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, which is a program that's funded through the Department of Labor. And that particular funding, it then trickles down to each state's Workforce Development Board. And then from the state Workforce Development Boards, that funding then trickles down to the various counties throughout the nation. So again, these are very long-standing programs. They have very solid track records of success. And again, a lot of times, the only time you are able to hear about these programs is word of mouth, or if someone actually participates and they're able to share the success that they've had. Next, please. Okay, so at this moment, we are going to transition this particular slide to our 2 rapid response representatives. Karla Aceves will begin to speak on this. And Karla, please take it away.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining in. My name is Karla Aceves. I'm the Pomona Valley Rapid Response Coordinator. And what is rapid response and what's the purpose? We provide information of unemployment benefits and programs to people who have been recently laid off or facing a layoff. we introduce and discuss employment and training assistance programs to the layoff participants. We connect to other federal, state, and local resources. Next. Now, what is rapid response? Rapid response services include conducting planning meetings. So basically, we not only work with the employees, but the employer too. We conduct planning meetings, assessing layoff aversion strategies. My partner, Brian, will be talking a little bit more about that. We'll be conducting on-site orientations to impacted employees, facilitating and provision of information about unemployment insurances, trade adjustments, Assistance Act, COBRA benefits by bringing in Department of Labor, and employment services available through the AJCCs. We coordinate labor management workforce transitions committees along with that. So we don't only make sure that the employee receives all the information on what comes next after being dislocated. That's the word that we use once it becomes unemployed. But we also make sure that we provide them with other information services such as training and how to move on throughout this transition. At this time, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next slide. And that would be for Brian Halili.
Thank you so much, Karla, for the introduction. Thank you, Michael. First of all, that was a great eulogy about what happened yesterday. And just real quick, I do want to pay respects to the African-American parents that were in that tragedy the past 10 days, and also the Asian Family Church that was involved in the tragedy. So many things happened in the past week and a half. So I want to pay respects to them. So good morning, everybody. My name is Brian Halili. I'm actually the Senior Rep Response Coordinator. The other title you saw was on paper. It's a pleasure to be here. I do want to sincerely thank Angela, Seta, and Erwin for inviting our office. I've been in rapid response and WIOA services for over 13 years, and I'll be very happy to bring my experience to the table here. So like Karla mentioned, rapid response works hand in hand with business services. So our team of Michael, Tatiana, Karla, and myself, I know you haven't heard of those people yet, but hopefully you'll soon learn about them. We all work closely together. And while we are doing the planning process, like Karla mentioned, we are assessing the needs of the employer and the people involved. Not only are we offering unemployment insurance, COBRA, and health benefits, job development and training services, we are coordinating with labor management, workforce trainings, transition groups. Go to the next slide, please. One after that one. Okay, that's fine right there. So these labor management workforce transition groups, in other words, they're the unions. And since unions play a large role in the dynamics of the workforce, especially when it comes to pay, hours worked, benefits, etc., we want to be on the same page as possible and gain as much knowledge in order to properly help the groups of people they represent. Let me share a success story with you. So a few years ago, several hundreds of Long Beach shoremen from the Port of Long Beach near San Pedro were being laid off. So families were directly affected, their lifestyles were changed. We were able to work alongside with the International Longshore Union in Long Beach, and we actually threw a large job fair and information session on site. There was live help from EDD. They were able to help them in real time with their application process. They were able to enroll these laid off workers with unemployment insurance benefits, and they were able to gain new health benefits from Covered California. And lastly, we had over 30 employers holding on-site interviews for new job openings right behind the booth tables. So all in all, working with labor unions is very helpful. And that's just an example of the work that we kind of do, that we do on a weekly basis. The second topic I want to touch on is layoff aversion, like Karla just mentioned. This is very useful for all businesses. It is what it sounds like. It's a strategy to avoid layoffs. There are several ways to avoid, to do a layoff aversion. And keep in mind, you don't necessarily need to be laying off to use these ways. The first ways is, as previously mentioned, holding a job fair. Simply finding a new job to replace a layoff will do. And if you want to be more creative, other ways of doing a layoff aversion is through OJT or IWT. Those are just acronyms, short for on-the-job training or layoff aversion. Give me a second here. I just want to my notes. So I'll keep this really simple. On-the-job training is basically a way that we can subsidize wages for new hires if an employer wants to hire somebody new, and we will cover the wages for several months. That new hire will be able to learn the job and new skills while we pay partially for their wages. This is a plus for businesses because if they're going through financial hardships, as in a layoff, this is a way to save money. Secondly, I mentioned incumbent worker training. It's similar to on-the-job training, but it's taking an already hired employee and basically upgrading their skills to save his or her job. IWTs are more beneficial since they result in pay raises and promotions. So we'll work with businesses and arrange a suitable paid training, usually with a third party, and put that employee usually through a 3 or 4 month program. Let me just share another success story. So this year, our great Michael Thomas and the business services team helped a medical clinic in the city of Los Angeles named Sativa. The employer was going through financial hardships during the pandemic. She was threatening to lay off or even cut employee hours. But Michael, our hero, and the team helped her out by upgrading her staff with training from an education partner of ours called Fee Academy. In addition, we were able to offset much of the hiring costs by helping her hire and train new nurses. Just recently, during a testimonial interview with the employer, she said her employees are now receiving a 25% increase in pay, and they're all doing overtime hours. So basically, it was a flip. She was losing foot traffic, and now they are so busy, they're doing overtime hours. So really good story that we're proud of. So let me just finish off by saying the possibilities are endless with rapid response and WIOVA services. Often at times, these federal dollars are even spent on rental assistance, transportation, utilities, and other support services. It's best to keep in touch with one of us, and we will update you with whatever is happening in order to help employers, job seekers, whoever it is that's in need. I'm going to leave my contact information on the chat in case you have any questions, and I kindly thank you for your time, and best of luck to all of you. And that's about it. Michael, back to you.
Thanks again, Brian, and thanks for sharing those those success stories, because that's a key component to being able to have the word of mouth. That's how we normally are able to locate other individuals who have had similar situations. I don't want to be redundant, but I may go back over some of the things Brian already mentioned. But I think it's just the nature of, as he said, what we do so much overlaps. Could we go back one slide, please? I just want to take a look at something that Brian had mentioned. And when he talks about speaking with those particular employers, well, that always starts with that business needs assessment. Okay, and so we're always encouraging our businesses to reach out to us, because we're the boots on the ground for this, if you want to call it, empire for workforce development. I mean, there's so many opportunities available. And so with that business needs assessment, he was able to find out what it is that employer actually needed. So we sit down, we ask you a couple of questions, and we just, just having a conversation. Now, a lot of times, one of the things that we notice is that there will be a need for business planning. We have that resource available, because again, what we're doing is looking at a pretty much decentralized approach that the county has taken to be able to reach as many small and mid-sized businesses as possible. And since we have 19 job centers, that gives us a lot of boots on the ground. And so we're able to come in and have those one-on-one assessments to really find out what you need. If you need license permits and plannings, if you're looking for tax incentives, upskilling employees, as Brian had mentioned, that's there. One of the things that we often notice is the access to capital, and folks need that. Well, we work with organizations like LISC, which is the Local Initiative Support Corporation, Do Good LA, California Rebuilding Fund, GoBiz, iBank, Founders First, Redif. All of these folks are offering workforce development grant fundings that are available to small and mid-sized businesses. And that needs assessment helps us to figure out which one of those providers will be best, which one of those funders will be best for you. So I just wanted to go back over that again. So we can go next. Now, here, there's another focus on the economic development as well, even though we had mentioned the fact that our focus today is workforce development. However, the economic development and workforce development, obviously they work hand in hand. So we are constantly working with the governor's GoBiz office, the California Competes Tax Credits, the California Office of Small Business Advocate. And again, these are the type of opportunities that we can then bring in to help any business with some of the concerns that you might have. The LAEDC, which Seta and Irwin represent, they have an economic and workforce development division that also works very closely with the AJCCs to help identify workforce challenges. So we're always wanting to just make it known that whatever it is that there might be a need for, we are going to be able to put you in the proper hands. Next, please. Tax credits and incentives. I'm sure a lot of you all are aware of the work opportunity tax credits, sometimes called WOTC, and these are some of the targeted populations. So if you're hiring veterans, reentry population, voc rehab participants, summer youth, folks that are participating in the SNAP program, folks that are receiving supplemental security income, or those that are what they call qualified long-term unemployment recipients. These are the type of categories that we can refer you to those particular tax credits. Not only do we have the information on those, but the new employment tax credits, the Main Street small business tax credits, social enterprise tax credits, and there's a new one called the homeless hiring tax credit. So these are all going to be available. And again, you know, you may or may not know any particular categories that your employees fall into. But when you do, then it's just good to know that these type of hiring incentives are available. Next, please. We also have a very vast trove of labor market information that can help you be able to dissect your competition, to be able to take a look at various reports that may allow you to be more competitive, to help you discern whether or not new technology may be coming down the pike, and it's something that you may or want to invest in, and taking a look at some of the companies that maybe have taken their business, say for example, from brick and mortar to online, and what have been the results of those types of transitions. Well, the Employment Development Department of the state of California makes this labor market information available at no cost. These various reports that you see on the screen, along with Burning Glass. I believe Burning Glass is a division of the Dun & Bradstreet, EMSI, and also the Los Angeles Economic Development Corporation has a variety of wonderful, amazing reports that they make available on a regular basis, downloadable from the website, that looks at workforce development, economic development, you name it. And again, these are reports that, you know, if you were to go out on the market and attempt to purchase those, they could be somewhat costly. But for small businesses and mid-sized businesses that may not be in the budget, these again are reports that we can make available to you at no cost. Next, please. With the focus of being able to help in areas of employment laws, I know that we, you know, oftentimes have concerns, especially during the pandemic. There were a lot of questions, and you all know what those questions were, and a lot of them related to employment law. We hosted a variety of employer forums where we were able to bring individuals, say for example, from the State Department of Industrial Relations or the EDD, Employment Development Department, the County Department of Consumer and Business Affairs. Hosting those types of events where you could come and ask your questions and get answers to them. They were very informative, and they played a huge act during the pandemic. And so that's why when we're chatting with you as a small business and finding out your needs and things like that, we're also going to make sure that, you know, we have you let us know if you would like to have further information when we do have particular events like this. Because they were very helpful. They were obviously very helpful. So one of our major sources is the California Department of Industrial Relations. They can pretty much answer the vast majority of our questions that pertain to disability insurance, unemployment insurance, safety, things of that nature, the ADA, the Fair Chance Act. So again, if you do have those kind of questions that you need to have answered, again, we can get those answers for you. Next, please. The Department of Consumer and Business Affairs has now opened what they call the Office of Small Business. And so that Office of Small Business, again, it acts just like a personal consultant. You have a one-on-one consultant. They have an office called the Concierge Department, where you can call or email, or perhaps there's a digital form that you can complete, letting them know what type of concerns you may have. And then they will assign a consultant to you to be able to help you in whatever areas that you've made requests in. They had focused a lot during the pandemic with the tenants and landlords. You know, that was a major concern that they had to help out landlords with. Also small claims and mediation. They helped in those type of areas as well. And not to mention, if you do request information about how to have how to get a business plan, how to get funding, zoning information, the tax credits, all of those things. And they're able to, again, assign you a consultant one-on-one. They also will go over the procurement and technical assistance program, how to contract with the county. And I know that that's a question on some of the minds of our businesses. You know, what is that process? You know, if you would like to be able to be a contractor with the County of Los Angeles, well, they can help you get started on that path as well. And so again, this Office of Small Business is fairly new, just created. Again, it's the county way of trying to reach as many of our businesses as possible with the one-on-one assistance needed, so that, again, there's no wrong door. Wherever you need assistance with, you go in and you say to them that you need information with workforce development, then they will certainly let you know that the AJCCs can send a representative out to meet with you to go over more on that. Next, please. This is pretty much the bread and butter of what the county job centers are focusing on now. And Brian went over these a little bit. He spoke about some of the specialized and employer-based training programs that we are focusing on right now. On-the-job trainings, apprenticeship programs, the youth internship programs. With that youth internship program, we're able to assign a youth to your location for about 120 hours. The county will pay their wages and cover their insurance. You get an opportunity to see a youth provide work-based learning and mentoring. And if that youth works out, tends to be a good fit for your organization, you would be able to then bring that young person on board. We could then also subsidize their new employee wages for a period of time. That is where we would be able to reimburse you 50% of their salary for an agreed upon period of time. So, for example, if we were to take a look at one of your new hires and the on-the-job training time frame was 300 hours, and if you were paying that person, let's just say $20 an hour, then the county would reimburse you $10 by 300 hours. So we would then reimburse you a check for $3,000 for that new employee. And again, we understand that taking productivity away from someone to train a new person, there's a cost involved in that. So that is the way that we look at trying to offset the cost. We also work with the state department, state unemployment department in the area of the employment training panel. And the employment training panel is for upskilling your current workforce. So with that, this is something that is paid for, that you already pay for as an employee. And so it's something that if you qualify, there would be no cost to you as an employer to be able to train your existing work site, to upskill them, and to be able to make them, allow them to be more competitive as well. So there's going to be a wide variety of training programs for new employees and for your current employees. Oh, next, please. Again, another one of our bread and butter activities, we are able to assist in helping you find new talent. Some of the things that we do, we focus on recruitment campaigns and job centers, job fairs. We pre-screen candidates, and again, this is all at no cost to the employer. We will distribute your job postings throughout the job center network. We make every opportunity available to find candidates for you. We all know how tough that's been in this climate. It has now become a job seekers market. So as many irons in the fire as possible to help you with that. We want to make an effort to be able to try and provide untapped labor sources. One of the areas that we also provide subsidized employment is with our what we call transitional subsidized employment, where we can provide you employees again for 300 to 600 hours, and the county will pay for their wages for 300 to 600 hours. And so you get an opportunity to take a look at that individual, see if they would be a good fit. And if so, then hopefully you would be able to bring them on board as a full-time employee. And with these subsidized employment opportunities where the county is actually paying their salary for a certain period of time, the goal is hopefully that they will be a good fit and you will bring them on board as a full-time employee. And then if that's the case, we can transition into where we talked about reimbursing you for a percentage of their salary for an agreed upon period of time once they're on board. So again, those are some of the bread and butter services that we offer for employers. Next, please. Thank you. This, again, when we talk about the employer-based training programs, these are where we're trying to make inroads to make sure that every employer knows that if you need training, if your staff needs training, if you need to bring on new folks, or if you need to upskill your current folks, there's going to be some type of program available for you. We we partner with community colleges, the CSUs, the private universities, adult schools, the ROPs, just about every one of the major academic and or career and technical education programs within the community. We are available to provide no-cost training for your staff and for your new employees. These programs are in the area of the on-the-job training, which I discussed a little bit earlier. The incumbent worker training allows us to pay up to $4,000 per individual for incumbent worker training. The cohort training is a great way to take a look at bringing on board a group of employees at one time. And that customized training and the cohort training, they sort of work hand in hand. And I'll kind of give you a example of one of those, I think, coming up on the next slide. So next. Yes. So this innovation fund, the innovation fund has been around with the county for maybe the past 2, maybe 3 years. The innovation fund allows the county to fund up to $140,000 in workforce training. This innovation fund, it can be used in combinations with our on-the-job training, our transitional jobs training, which I mentioned, focusing on subsidized employment, pre-apprenticeships and registered apprenticeships, entrepreneurship, the incumbent worker training, skills upgrading, just about every type of training program that we have available. You can use this combination, and the focus is on providing some type of innovative approach toward training your workforce. So it's a proposal. It's about a 1,000 point proposal. The proposal would be submitted by your local AJCC. The employer and the AJCC would come together to write the proposal, and then we would submit it to the County Workforce Development Board. And some of the items that the proposal must clearly explain are the project purpose, the justification, the budget, and the training outcome. Now, one of the projects that we've worked with in the past was with one of the companies located in the City of Industry. That company is called Proterra. So Proterra manufactures electric buses. They were looking at a cohort of electric bus mechanical technicians. Okay. And so what they needed to do was to be able to bring on a number of those, because they're continuing to scour the country to be able to get new contracts. And, you know, we're beginning to see these more and more, but they have a contract currently with Foothill, but there are also other public transportation providers throughout the nation that they're working with as well. But now we're looking at also things like your U-Haul trucks, your school buses, your public school buses, your city getabouts. So, you know, now we're looking at a huge need for employment. So what we did was we partnered with a nonprofit, the Miguel Contreras Foundation, in addition to Citrus College. And so Citrus College, they already have a current automotive I think they might have I think it's a 2-year degree program, but they also have a certification program as well. So with that automotive training program, what we did was came together with the manufacturer, Proterra, with Citrus, and we took the existing curriculum for the automotive technician training program and customized it based on the needs of the electronic bus technician training. So I would say probably about 70% maybe of the curriculum was already established with Citrus, and then 30% of that curriculum was customized to meet the needs of the employer. And so we've done maybe 3 cohorts over the past couple of years, and there's normally a cohort of about 20 students. We have those students enroll in the program with us. They're assigned case managers with the AJCC. In this particular program, they were given stipends while they were in training, which was a great incentive for those individuals to continue with the training program. Upon successful completion of the training, everyone was guaranteed an interview, not employment, but they were guaranteed an interview. And then I would say that they will normally hire 50% of the people uh, right on staff. And I say 50% because some of the folks, once they get the offer, they had other employment opportunities lined up. Even though this salary was a starting salary of $20 an hour, people, they had other employment opportunities opened up. So after the training, they usually hire about 50% of the folks. We can then, once those people are completed with the training and they're hired, we can then offer the on-the-job training where we reimburse the employer 50% of the salary for a number of hours. We can also provide incumbent workers in that same cohort training. And so normally there's 2 to 3 incumbent workers in that training along with the new hires. So that's just one of those programs that, again, the Innovation Fund was able to utilize a combination of different trainings and help the employer to, again, be more competitive in this environment. Okay, next, please. So that will conclude what we have to talk about today. Again, here's our contact information. My name is Michael Thomas. My information is there. And my colleague, Tatiana Carlos, her information is here. Brian and Karla, they're also in our office, and they put their information in the chat. But again, please feel free to reach out to us. And again, we're in Pomona, but we can always refer you to the closest county job center in your community, in your neighborhood, to be able to have someone come out and get that business needs assessment started and find out how we can help you guys be more competitive and obviously be more successful than you already are. So with that, I'll just turn that back over to I'll turn that back over to Seth and Erwin.
Wonderful. Michael, I just wanted to say thank you so much, Michael, Karla, and Brian, for all the great information. I know that I heard Michael say a couple of times, no cost. These are no cost services to employers. So why not take advantage of these services? Here to get your workforce going, to get your bottom line up and going. These are all great opportunities to be able to take advantage of. So yes, a couple of questions in the chat. Yes, this recording will be available to you. If you go to our www.laedc.org/coronavirus, this presentation will be available for you to view. So I'm going to go ahead and open up. We don't have much time, but I do want to go ahead and open it up to questions for our presenters. So please, Karla, Michael, and Brian, you can make yourself present. Let's see here if there are any questions here. Let me look through the chat. For us. So I have a question here. Are these resources available to nonprofits as well?
Brian, Karla?
Yeah. Yeah, I can answer that. Really, sure. Depending on the situation. Let me leave. They are available to nonprofits, but I would have to talk to you on the side to see what the situation is. I'm going to leave my information on the chat. Give me a second here, folks. This is my email. And this is my cell. Let me learn a little bit more about the situation and see what's going on with the nonprofit. I'll be happy to help.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Brian. We have another question. Does this work for salespersons as well?
You know, if we're talking independent contractors, so if that's more so what we're looking at when we are looking at the sales, then we're going to be needing a couple of different items. Just say for example, it would depending on what your particular need would be, if you're looking for funding or something of that nature, that's pretty easy. As an independent contractor, we would be able to put you in the right direction. But say, for example, if you were looking to, as an independent contractor or a salesperson, hire someone, to bring on board for the on-the-job training. In a situation like that, we would need information like your workers' comp insurance. Okay, if you didn't have a workers' comp insurance, then we wouldn't be able to do a on the job training. So there are certain little nuances that maybe wouldn't work, but most of the time when it comes to the funding, things like that, or maybe business planning, maybe something that's focusing on our entrepreneurial growth, any of those kind of things, we'll be able to help you with those.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. I know I've got questions in chat as well as Q&A, so I'm going to kind of be going back and forth. I have worked with, next question is, I have worked with the program in the past and would like to move forward in working with the county ASAP in the Hawthorne area. My email is, and then we'll go ahead and share that email with our partners. We'll definitely be able to do that. Also, there was a question about where on the LAEDC site this recording is going to be available. I did actually put that in the chat. Again, it's www.laedc.org/coronavirus. Next question is, which will benefit best? Sorry, guys, 1 second. It says, which will benefit best for a cleaning business to train PPL contracts into the business for on-the-job training?
Well, in the cleaning business, again, what the requirements will be, just need to have your business license. We would need to have a copy of your workers' comp insurance. What we normally do at that point is begin to just source the candidates that you need, or if you have individuals that you have already identified for the opportunity, then we would enroll them into our program. And so upon enrolling them into our program, if they're eligible for our program, then they'll be eligible for the on-the-job training. And then at that point, we would be able to go right into the on-the-job training agreement and get them started. So normally, just to get started with the on-the-job training, we would need your the county would need your federal employee ID number. We need to have that to make sure we have you registered. Then with the business license and with the workers' comp insurance, we've got the documentation we need. Then making sure that we have the right candidate for the position, and then we'll go over the number of hours that would be suitable for that particular on-the-job training project, and then we would just start working from there.
Okay, wonderful. So we've got time for a couple more questions. We have one that says, hello, I started a staffing agency to help all the business owners I come across. I want to know, what is the process of working with WorkSource and AJCC? I reached out to a few of your local offices, but I haven't gotten any results. Why is it so hard to tap into your employee pools?
Well,
I think Michael
What-
left us contact information, right? If
yeah,
you
if
Contact
it-
Michael. But
yeah.
We'll get a call back that day,
Okay,
9
perfect.
times out of 10.
yeah,
Okay. And
exactly.
then we'll go one more question. Is there a way we can get an example of a proposal for the Innovation Fund to help us get started on putting a proposal together for consideration for our business?
Yes, all I would need is the email address. If you put that in the chat, then I can send something over to you this morning.
Okay, great, wonderful. And we'll go with one more question before we move on. And let's see here. So I'm a photographer and looking to hire freelance assistants and would like to learn how to vet and how to train employees. Also, how to become a better leader, how to apply for the Innovation Fund, what are the requirements?
Okay, you know what? I was looking at, I wanted to make sure I have info@azusa.tech. I think that was Kenny. Was that one of the people that wanted the copy of the proposal? And
I
then,
believe so.
okay, and then sample proposal. Okay, so that would be sample. So that's JANKOVIC. Okay, got it.
Yes.
If there's some, yeah. So I have these two, and I can definitely get that to you guys, and no problem. Said, is there a way maybe that we can facilitate this to be able to get you the link?
Absolutely. So what I
Okay.
will be doing is I will be sharing this information with you, our partners, and you will be able to do that for sure. Okay.
That's great, because I know that I have I definitely don't want to miss anybody, especially the person that was saying they hadn't gotten a call back,
Sure.
So
Sure. I will definitely will be doing that. So it looks like our time is up. Wanted to say thank you to all of you for joining. Again, Michael, Karla, and Brian, this is definitely very informative for our employers out there. Again, all these services are here for you. This is where your tax money is going. So please take advantage of these services. These are all here for you. And again, this is going to be, it's going to be on our website. You will have this recording, and then also Michael, Karla, and Brian will also have your information to be able to reach out to you. And yes, I will connect you to Michael for sure. I'm getting that in the chat. So yes, Michael, you will definitely be, I will be connecting you to Michael, to one of our employers that's just reaching out. So again, wanted to say thank you. Thank you all for joining. We do have these webinars twice a month. I do want to let you know for our upcoming webinar, Let's Get Certified, Business Enterprise Certification 101 webinar. And this is to learn about contract readiness. So what a business enterprise certification means for your business and how to navigate the certification process. This is going to be on June 8th, 2022 at 11 a.m. So please register if you haven't already done so, and you'll be able to get that in our link, again, at www.laedc.org/coronavirus. Again, my name is Sara Zorabian. I'm here at the Los Angeles County Economic Development Corporation, and here working with our partners like the Pomona Valley AJCC to help you with your business, to help you succeed and thrive. And again, you are the backbone of our community, and we need you. So I thank you very much for being on this call. If there aren't any other questions, again, thank you, partners. Appreciate you being on. Thank you. We are Together for LA. Have
Thank
a
you.
wonderful rest of the day. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Sarah.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Sarah.
guys.
Thank you.
Have a good day,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you.